Hello one and all. Welcome to Astrolofacts. I'm your host, Paul Jackson, and I am an Eastern Zodiac Sidereal astrologer. In this video, we will observe the annual journey of Earth through the zodiac. Just to clear up a few obvious truths, Earth does not actually travel through any constellations. All of the constellations contain stars at least 4 to 100 light years away from us. But to better understand what sun signs are, let's try and get a sense of what is actually occurring in the night sky at certain times of year. And also, why we call these specific constellations sun signs. Before I describe how sun signs work, I would like to describe to all of you what sidereal astrology is. Sidereal astrology takes into account modern measurements of the sun and the planet's movements relative to Earth and its Earthling's literal location, and is more popular in India and often referred to as Vedic astrology. Whereas the more popular tropical astrology, sometimes known as Western Hellenistic astrology, is more concerned with the seasonal changes and their correlations with the signs described by ancient astrologers. So for instance, a tropical astrologer would refer to a person born on April 1st as an Aries because 2nd century Vedas Balance, for instance, described an Aries as a person who was born during the spring thaw. But a sidereal astrologer such as I would refer to someone as a Pisces if they were born on April 1st because the sun was literally rising in that constellation on that day. If you have any questions about the differences between tropical and sidereal astrology, feel free to leave a comment. And if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. Let's begin with the meaning of a sun sign. Picture the Earth and its moon. This blue line represents Earth's trajectory around the sun. And just for comparison, this blue line represents the trajectory of Venus around the sun. This red line represents the division of light between night and day, and this is the celestial equator. When we zoom out, we can get a better idea as to what the celestial equator actually is. It is the equator of the celestial sphere. It is the observable sky that corresponds to where the sun and the planets rest in the solar system's gravitational plane. In other words, when you look at the North Star, Polaris, you are looking towards the North Pole of the celestial sphere. But if you look at any constellation of the zodiac, you will, without a doubt, be looking at the celestial equator. The celestial equator is where the sun, Earth, and all of the planets of our local solar system reside on the x-axis of the relative universe. Also note, the Earth is always tilted 23 degrees away from its trajectory, but its angle towards the sun has varying degrees of change throughout the seasons. Therefore, our view of the heavens is always slightly tilted, and our exposure to sunlight varies depending on the time of year. Let's take a journey around the sun to explain the significance of the sun sign using abstract digital animations. Let's start our journey through the celestial equator on the fall equinox. As we mentioned earlier, Earth is always tilted away from its direction of travel, and that never changes. What does change is Earth's tilt towards the sun. During the autumnal equinox, Earth has no tilt, parallel to the sun that is. In other words, on the fall equinox, the Earth is tilted 23 degrees from Virgo to Leo, but has very little, if any, tilt towards the sun. Because there are equal parts of night and day, it is referred to as an equinox. The most recent fall equinox took place on September 23, 2023. The rising constellation at dusk was Leo's opposite sign, Aquarius. As the day ended, the Leo constellation set in the western horizon of the northern hemisphere, and as the day began, Leo rose with the sun relative to Earth. This is why we call the rising constellation in the morning a sun sign. Now let's think about some of the planets which were visible without a telescope in the night sky on the last equinox. These planets were Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus. In the northern hemisphere, Jupiter rose in Aries in the east 3 hours after the sun set in Leo, and Saturn's faded orange glow could be seen overhead in Aquarius. Roughly 3 hours before sunrise, Jupiter was overhead, and Saturn was about to set in the west. Around 4:30 a.m., Saturn set in Aquarius, and Venus rose in Cancer. At 5:35, Venus and Cancer approached the end of their first house or rising sign cycle, and Jupiter in Aries moved from the 9th to the 8th house cusp. At 6:35, Venus in Cancer moved from the first house to the 12th house, ending their rising sign cycle. Jupiter in Aries moved from the 8th to the 7th house cusp, and the sun rose in the first house of Leo. Therefore, the sun sign is Leo, because it is the sign in which the sun was rising. To put it in a poetic way, Earth got brighter on the fall equinox as it turned towards the lion in the sun for the last time that year, and darker as it turned towards the water bearer. Of course, Earth is never light when facing away from the sun, but this is an abstract visual to demonstrate the cycle of light on any given day. As Earth progressed from the last day of Leo, it entered Virgo, whereby the constellation of Pisces rose in the east at night, and the constellation of Virgo rose conjunct the sun in the day. Let's do a few instant replays to get a good visual. It was during this time that we can get a better understanding of retrograde motion. Retrograde, as mentioned many times on many YouTube videos, occurs as a planet, in this case Venus, turns around the ecliptic of the celestial equator ahead of the Earth. Now, Venus appeared to go backwards, but it was actually moving ahead of us, as it always does, on the celestial racetrack in the opposite direction. Let's do a few replays so we can bear witness to this phenomenon. As Earth passed through the sun sign days of Virgo from September 23rd to October 25th, it reached the Virgo-Libra cusp. This is the last time of year that Virgo rises with the sun before the Libra sun takes its place, and therefore referred to as a cusp. The Earth got brighter as it turned towards the Virgo woman and the sun for the last time that year, and the Earth got darker as it turned towards the stringed fish. Part 2. The Future Trajectory. As Earth progressed from the last day of Virgo, it entered Libra. The constellation of Aries rose in the east each night, and Libra rose with the sun from October 25th to November 21st, just a few days ago. As Earth passed through the sun days of Libra, it reached the Libra-Scorpio cusp. The Earth got brighter as it turned towards the scales in the sun for the last time that year, and the Earth got darker as it turned towards Jupiter and the Ram. We now continue with present day and the future. As Earth progresses from November 21st to today's current date, November 25th, it will enter from the last day of Libra into Scorpio. I made an error, however, as I do. Venus was placed on Earth's trajectory and therefore traveled slower in this demonstration. Venus will actually be in Libra this time of year, not Leo, Here is the error corrected in replay. The constellation of Taurus will rise in the east each night from November 21st to December 21st, and Scorpio will rise in the day. December 21st marks the winter solstice, whereby the Earth is tilted 23 degrees away from the Sun, making for the shortest day of the year. Scorpio will be the morning constellation, and Taurus will be the constellation rising at dusk. Venus will be about 10 degrees into Libra before Scorpio rises with the Sun. And as the night begins with Taurus, Jupiter will be in the 12th house with Aries. The Earth will get brighter as it turns towards the Scorpion and the Sun for the last time this year, and the Earth will get darker as it turns towards the Bull. Earth will pass through the sun days of Sagittarius from late December to late January, sidereally speaking, that is. It will reach the Sagittarius Capricorn cusp on January 23rd, 2024, and Venus will move into Scorpio. On a side note, Jupiter and Saturn are about 5 to 10 times further away, respectively, from the Sun than Venus and Earth are from the Sun. Ergo, Jupiter and Saturn move through a single zodiac sign in a year to 2 years, respectively, compared to Venus, which takes less than a month to move to the next sign. As Earth turns towards the Centaur and the Sun for the last time in 2024, the Earth will get brighter. And as Earth turns towards the Twins, the Earth will get darker. Earth will then continue through the sun sign days of Capricorn from late January to late February and arrive at the Capricorn-Aquarius cusp on February 20th, 2024. Venus will arrive in Capricorn, and Saturn and Jupiter will continue their slow progressions through Aquarius and Aries, respectively. As Earth turns towards the Sea Goat in the Sun for the last time in 2024, the Earth will begin its day and get brighter. And as Earth turns away from the Sea Goat and towards the Crab, the Earth will get darker. Earth will then continue through the sun sign days of Aquarius from late February to late March and arrive at the Aquarius-Pisces cusp on March 20th, 2024. Venus will also arrive in Aquarius during this transit, meeting up with Saturn and form an Aquarius, Venus, Saturn, and Sun stellium. This also marks the spring equinox, marking the second time of year where Earth has equal parts night and day. Observe the green band in which the Sun rises. This is the arc the Sun follows during the equinoxes. The yellow band is the arc of the summer solstice, and the black band is the arc of the winter solstice. At this angle, we get a good idea as to how the sun signs work. As you can see, Earth is behind the Sun from this angle, and Aquarius is in front of the Sun. Therefore, it is the opposite constellation from the Earth, which determines the sun sign. As Earth turns towards the water bearer in the Sun for the last time in 2024, the Earth will get brighter. And as Earth turns towards the Lion, the Earth will get darker. Earth shall then continue its journey to the sun days of Pisces, from March 20th to the Pisces-Aries cusp on April 22nd, 2024. On this date, Venus will move 5 degrees into Pisces, and Jupiter will finally leave Aries and begin its 1-year journey through Taurus. As Earth turns towards the streaked fish in the Sun, the Earth will get brighter for the last time in 2024 in this sign. And as Earth turns towards the Virgo woman, the Earth will get darker. Earth will continue its journey through the sun days of Aries and arrive at the Aries-Taurus cusp on May 22nd, 2024. As Earth turns towards the Ram in the Sun, it will get brighter for the last time that year in this sign. And as the Earth turns towards the Scales, the Earth will get darker. Earth will continue its journey through the sun days of Taurus and will arrive at the Taurus-Gemini cusp on June 20th, 2024. This is the summer solstice. On this day, Earth is tilted 23 degrees towards the sun, and it is the longest day of the year. During the early night, Saturn will be the only visible planet, as it makes its lonely quest across the sky relative to the movement of Earth. It will be at its lowest point in the sky, as opposed to the Sun and other morning planets. As Saturn enters the 9th house before the morning arrives, Jupiter will be visible for 2 to 3 hours before the Sun comes up. And Venus will rise on the Taurus-Gemini cusp in the heart of the Sun, also referred to as a cazimi. As Earth turns towards the Bull in the Sun for the last time in 2024, the Earth will begin its day. And as the Earth turns towards the Scorpion, the Earth will get dark. Earth will continue its journey through the sun days of Gemini and arrive at the Gemini-Cancer cusp on July 22nd, 2024, and Venus will move from Gemini to Cancer. As Earth turns towards the Gemini twins for the last day in 2024, the Earth will begin its day with its first rays of light, and the Centaur will host its last night of the year. Earth will then continue its journey through the sun days of Cancer and arrive at the Cancer-Leo cusp on August 20th, 2024. Venus will move into Leo, and Mars will begin to start making itself visible from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. on the eastern horizon of the northern hemisphere in Pisces, and the western horizon for my friends in the southern hemisphere. As Earth turns towards the Crab in the Sun, the Crab will kick off the first hour of light for the last time in 2024. As the Sun turns towards the Sea Goat, dusk will begin with the Sea Goat on the eastern horizon. The Sun continues to the end of our saga through the sun days of Leo and arrives where we began, the fall equinox, in this case 2024. As Earth turns towards the Lion in the Sun, the Earth will become brighter for the last time in Leo in 2024. And as the Earth turns towards the Water Bearer, Aquarius will perform its last kickoff of the night in 2024. Enjoy the ride, friends, and thank you for listening. Now, just for fun, let's put the year from September 23rd, 2023 to September 23rd, 2024 on repeat. Thank you for listening.